years, one name stood in the courtroom. A man who claimed to fight the powerful. A man who said he was standing up for the farmers, the workers, the families living downwind. He spoke of chemicals in the soil, of lawsuits, of corporate accountability. He said the poison had a name: glyphosate. He said it was dangerous. He said the companies responsible should answer for it. And people listened. But then something changed. The company changed hands. The headlines changed. The outrage faded. The chemicals stayed the same. The fields stayed the same. But the fight suddenly got quiet. So tonight we ask a simple question. If it was poison yesterday, why is it acceptable today? And when the story stops making sense, sometimes the only way to find the truth is to turn up the music.
Yeah. Thought you were the watchdog, man. Now the leash look real short. Talk that talk, but the record don't forget.
Yeah. You was in the courtroom screaming poison in the ground. Now the same chemical got you barely making a sound. Used to swing lawsuits like a hammer at the throne. Now the company switch hands and the outrage gone. Glyphosate stains on the soil in the rain. Farmers get sick while the suits count the gain. You was a lion, now you sound like a lamb. When the money moves sideways, suddenly you understand. People thought you stood tall for the truth in the fight. Now the script got rewritten overnight. 1 year you yelling cancer in the spray. Next year you shrug like, it's okay. Woo!
Flip-flop Kennedy, which side you on? Yesterday's war, suddenly today's gone. You sue the poison, now you cool with the brew. Man, the people looking sideways, wondering what you do. Flip-flop Kennedy, story done changed. Truth don't bend just because names rearrange. If the chemical's poison, then it's poison today. Don't vanish the smoke when the money's in play.
Roundup ghosts float through the weed in the wind. Every lawsuit file got a name of a friend. You built your fame on the corporate attack. Now the trail get cold when the label gets swapped. Same formula sitting in the barrel and tank, but the outrage faded like a ghost in the bank. Different logo, different suit at the top, and suddenly the revolution came to a stop. Man, the math don't add when the story gets told. Truth ain't silver and truth ain't gold. It's either deadly in the field or safe in the rain, but it can't be both just to dodge the blame. Hey, flip-flop Kennedy, which side you on? Yesterday's war, suddenly today's gone. You sue the poison, now you cool with the brew. Man, the people looking sideways, wondering what you do. Flip-flop Kennedy, story done changed. Truth don't bend just because name rearranged. If the chemical's poison, then it's poison today. Don't vanish the smoke when the money's in play. Was it justice? Was it pressure? Was it power behind closed doors? People asking questions when the watchdog stops barking. Truth ain't a jersey that you swap for the game. Science don't care about a corporate name. If the field stay toxic and the lawsuits die, then the public start asking who's telling the lie. Farm towns cough while the lobbyists grin. History remembers where the silence begins. You built your throne on the fight against greed. Now the crowd wanna know what changed the creed. So speak up loud if the truth still lives, or admit the system takes more than it gives. Cause the people don't forget and the record don't fade, and the warrior's legacy ain't meant to be traded. Flip-flop, flip-flop. Truth don't switch like a stock market drop. If it was poison, it's poison now. Woo! Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Round two. Same chemical. Different excuse. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. Round two. Same chemical. Different excuse. Let's talk about it. Battle mode, step in the booth, gloves off. You shoot the poison, now the outrage cut off. Same glyphosate, sitting in the same tank, but the anger disappeared like a ghost in the bank. Used to shout Monsanto, poison in the land. Now the formula survives with the corporate rebrand. Different logo on the drum, same stuff in the spray, but the courtroom thunder faded away. Wait, hold up. Rewind that tape, how the villain turned hero with the same escape. If the sign said danger, then it still applies. Rise, truth don't mutate when the stock price rises. You built your rep as the corporate slayer. Now the plot twist look like a lobbyist prayer. Roundup of lies, spray it in the air. Yesterday you fought it, now you don't seem to care. If the poison was poison when the lawsuit began, and the poison still poison, don't rewrite the plan. Roundup of lies, people watching close. Truth don't change when the ownership goes. If the chemical's deadly, then it's deadly today. You can't flip the signs just to walk away. This ain't politics, this a logic test. You can't preach fire, then suddenly rest. One day you the hero with the legal sword. Next day, silence when the prophets pour. Farm towns coughing in the wind blown dust, while the headlines shift and the people lose trust. Man, the script got holes like a target at the range, cause truth don't pivot with a corporate name change. Battle rap bars like courtroom evidence, punchline stacked like legal precedents. You caught a cancer in the soil and rain. Now the outrage vanished like a drop campaign. Man, the crowd look puzzled like what just happened, cause the watchdog bark turned into clapping. Roundup of lies, spray it in the air. Yesterday you fought it, now you don't seem to care. If the poison was poison when the lawsuit began, then the poison still poison, don't rewrite the plan. Roundup of lies, people watching close. Truth don't change when the ownership goes. If the chemical's deadly, then it's deadly today. You can't flip the signs just to walk away. Battle rap rule number one: consistency. Truth don't change jerseys. Mid-game. I ain't saying why the silence came through, but the question stacked tall when the timeline moves. When the watchdog quiet in the chemical state, people start connecting dots anyway. You can dodge the smoke, but the wind still blow. When the records still show what the records show. History listens when the verses hit loud, and contradictions echo in front of the crowd. So the beat keep knocking, the question still live. Truth worth more than the narrative shift, cause when the dust settles and the field still lie, the people still remember the roundup of lies. Same soil, same spray, same question. What changed? What changed? What changed?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand ballroom, where the music changes and the story changes with it. Watch the ballroom spin with the power elite. Polished shoes glide on the truth in defeat. Yesterday the poison had a villain's name. Today is polite in the corporate frame. Champagne glasses clink while the violins cry. Every step in rhythm with the narrative lie. If the science was danger, then explain the dance. How the outrage vanished with the business advance. Masks on faces, contracts in hand. Every partner twirling through the same old plan. Left foot lawsuit, right foot retreat. Now the outrage sleeping to a softer beat. Step to the left and the lobby is walls. Truth gets buried in the corporate vault. Spin to the right while the headlines sway. Yesterday's poison just danced away. Step to the left and the lobby is wild. Science gets lost in the shifting results. When the music plays and the money talks, everybody dancing in the lobby is walls. Three-piece suits and the government grin. Every handshake item where the deals begin. Farmers still working under chemical skies, while the ballroom echoes with the polished replies. Truth used to roar like thunder in chord. Now it whispers soft in the policy report. Different name on the label outside, but the same old brew in the tank inside. Crowd in the gallery watching it spin, trying to see where the truth fits in. Cause the steps look slick, but the rhythm feels wrong when the villain disappears in the middle of the song. Step to the left in the lobbyist walls, truth gets buried in the corporate vaults. Spin to the right while the headlines sway, yesterday's poison just danced away. Step to the left in the lobbyist walls, science gets lost in the shifting results. When the music plays and the money talks, everybody dancing in the lobbyist walls. Strings rise, ballroom quiet. One question echoes through the hall: did the science change, or just the partners? Hey! Music fades, but the questions stay. Truth don't vanish when the band won't play. History listens when the crowd gets loud and the mask slips off in front of the crowd. You can dance through headlines, spin through blame, but the facts stay facts no matter the name. If the soil was danger when the lawsuits came, then the soil's still danger in the corporate game. So the ballroom lights flicker low tonight as the watchers step forward into the light. Cause when the music stops and the dancers fall, the truth stands silent above them all. The orchestra ends, the dancers bow, but the questions are still in the air.
And just like that, the music fades. The ballroom empties, the dancers disappear into the night. The speeches end, the headlines move on. But the soil is still there. The fields are still there, the people who live and work on that land are still there. Truth has a strange way of surviving. It doesn't vanish when the cameras shut off. It doesn't change because a company changes its name, and it doesn't disappear just because the powerful stop talking about it. Questions have a way of lingering in the quiet, in the dust, in the soil beneath our feet. And sometimes the loudest answers are the ones nobody wants to hear.